Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Jorge Valdes. Today I want to talk to you about shortcuts. You know, I've given so many speeches. I've been on television programs. I've been on YouTube channels. And I always fear one thing. I fear that as I tell my story, which is a fascinating story, especially when it comes to the lavish lifestyle that I live, that many people are just going to be interested in that, and that the whole message of my story will get lost. So let me tell you about my life story. So when at the age of 21, I became U.S. head of a group that would become the Medellin Drug Cartel, I was making over $1 million a month. Now think about that. $1 million a month in 1976 is the equivalent of maybe 4 or 5, who knows, $10 million today. I know that today a Corvette cost $60,000, $70,000. Back then I could buy one for 14. A nice home in Miami, you could buy it for $25,000, $30,000. Today it costs you the same home, $500,000 to $700,000. So I have private jets. I had a collection of cars of envy. I had a white Gambala convertible, and Gambala was, Yuri Gambala was a German auto designer who came up with this vehicle in the early 80s that was just amazing. So how do you get one? I went ahead, you buy a simple Porsche, stripped down, you send it to Germany with a check for $250,000, and in a year you get that car back. So because it took a year to get it back, I ended up having 3. I remember one time I hit the front bumper and it scratched it pretty bad, and being fiberglass, it put a little hole in it, and I had to get it repaired. Normally it would have cost, I don't know, $300, $400 here in the United States. I had to fly the German painter to come to Miami, paint the car, one whole day to match the bumper, because if you looked at the car sideways in the sun, one angle could look like it was pink. If you look at it the other way, the other angle could look like if it was light blue. So it took $7,000 and one whole day of labor for that painter to fly in from Germany and paint that car. So it was gorgeous. I love my jets. I had a Hawker, I had a Merlin, I have various Lear jets. I lived in a multi-million-dollar ranch. I had the best quarter horses in the country. I ended up paying $1 million for a stud that had been grand champion at the Quarter Horse Congress, at the World Show, had won everything but never had a baby, ends up becoming a tremendous stud, ends up making me $1 million a year breeding. I had a gorgeous home in Fort Myers Beach overlooking the ocean. I had a gorgeous house in Vail, Colorado, Lion Square Lodge. Right, you would ski down the slope right into my backyard. So yes, I had a lot of great things, and I had a lot of fun things, and I had a lot of fun. But then let me tell you something. There was no comparison to the pain that all those things brought me. None of them ever brought me joy. Why did I buy cars over and over? Because every time I bought a car, I thought that was the one that was going to make me happy. And when it didn't, I would buy another one. Same thing with women. I date this gorgeous supermodel, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to be happy. Everyone's going to look at her. And then lo and behold, I hated her. So I ended up going to bed with another one. And it was like that about everything that I own, all my material possessions. And it brought a lot of pain. It destroyed my parents. It brought my children. I went through tremendous struggles as they grew up. By the time I finished my second prison sentence, my oldest son was 15 years old, and I had spent 10 years of his life behind bars. My parents were devastated. My mother was in tremendous pain. My father nearly died. But I went through a lot of pain, because you see, sin and things like materialism, yes, they provide a lot of fun, but they're empty. They don't provide none everlasting joy. But then what happened? I lost it all. I lost it all at the age of 34. I was going to come out of prison with a label that said twice convicted felon, don't hire me. But then you know what? I worked my butt off really hard. I ended up getting a degree, ended up getting a master's, and then a PhD. And then when I couldn't put all my 6 children through college on my professor's salary, I moved to Georgia to be a full-time dad to my children. And I started a company from scratch, and it was painful. My wife and I worked day and night. You know, I remember going to many jobs and losing money. But I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I kept at it. And slowly but surely, we built it into a multi-million-dollar national, international company. And then I sold it, because one day I realized, you know, I had millions again, legitimate, millions that no one could take from me. I had a house paid for. I had a gorgeous home on the ocean in Mexico paid for. I had a yacht. And the truth of the matter was that I had to realize, when was enough going to be enough? Because if I didn't define when enough was going to be enough, only greed would drive me. So I retired and I moved to Mexico to become a full-time dad to my two smallest children so that I could be there when they came home from school, so I can make them breakfast in the morning, so I can go to the little league practice, their swim meets, so I can become a dad. See, my children are never going to remember all the power that their father had, all the jets, yachts, mansions, women, but they're going to remember that their father went to all their practices, that their father picked them up from school every day that he could. They'll remember that. And you know what? Slowly, I built my wealth back up. But I built a wealth now that nobody's going to take away from me because it was made honest. It was made legitimate. So for you young kids out there that think that I'm going to be a rapper, I'm going to be a musician, I'm going to be the next LeBron James, I don't have to go to school, stop it. Go to school. Look, I have a PhD. I don't use it, but everybody calls me Dr. Valdes. It gives you legitimacy. And the biggest thing about it, the knowledge that you gain can never be taken away from you, no matter what happens in life. Even if you become LeBron James and get hurt, you still got your degree to fall back on. You see, if everything that I made, I lose it one day, it doesn't matter. I go back to teaching. So don't take shortcuts in life. Instead of a shortcut, take the hard road. Take the road that's going to give you an education. Take the road that's going to give you knowledge, so knowledge will empower you. Read a book. The minute you close a book, you'll be that much more intelligent than when you opened it. Watch who you hang around with. My downfall was my friends. Listen, friends will tell you they'll be there for you. That's bullshit. Get in trouble. Go to prison, see how quickly and how many are going to stay around. Your only true friends that will stay around forever, mom and dad. So my friends, don't get lost in the glitter. It's good to have money. Money is fun. Money provides opportunities. But you can't make money your God. And you cannot reach for money at the expense and sacrifice of so much. And you can't risk your life. Your life is precious. Your life is nothing but a fleeting moment. Do it the right way. Study. Work hard. Persevere. You will succeed. Don't let money be your God. Don't let money be the end of all that you aspire to be. Seek wisdom. Nobody can take your wisdom away from you. God bless you. Thank you for visiting the channel. If you have enjoyed the content today, please subscribe to the channel and also go to my webpage, www.jorgevaldesphd.com. If you join our community, we will send you a copy of our book. God bless.